In the tradition of Malcolm X, peace be unto you.
So let me say right here at the top of everything, before this issue, I never heard of Charlie Kirk. Never knew who he was. But like everyone else, you have a smartphone, information starts coming to you, you start seeing this thing happen. I saw the footage where he got shot in the neck with one bullet. Today, at 1 o'clock today, I only found out 1 o'clock today that they found the young kid who killed that young man. I didn't have time to look at that because I had to come to the masjid. 1 o'clock. Things are just happening very quickly. What's the point? I don't know much about Charlie Kirk. I read some things. I started to see what he was saying. And I stand here right now and I say I was not happy with a lot of what that man said. I was not happy with what he said about the Sayyid of Bani Adam. If someone said that about my father, my mother, I'm going to take offense to it, but I'm not going to kill you. I heard that man say some things that were inflammatory, insensitive, disrespectful, untrue. He said, from the worst thing that he said, that Palestine, there's no Palestine. The land doesn't belong to the Palestinians. I was just shocked. Not shocked. I got to take that word back. I wasn't shocked. Why wasn't I shocked? Because we have a president today who says things like that all the time. And this is what we're living right now. We have people who are in politics, senators. We have different people. Oh, just say all kind of stuff. Governors, they say all kind of stuff because the far right races, these people, they are making a lot of trouble and problems. I'm not one of them people who I'm an apologist. I'm not one of those. I'm not like one of those. Now, I don't want to digress. The man said there's no Palestine. The Balfour Declaration, in which England gave Palestine to those European Jews, the European Jews. You're telling us there's no Palestine? The Nakba that happened with them, all of what's been going, there's no I thought that was very insensitive and inflammatory and a slap in the face. As a Muslim, those two things stood out. But I'm also African American. I'm African American after Islam, after a Muslim. I'm not African American first. I'm a Muslim first, African American. I saw the man say some stuff about African Americans and people of color that was not nice. One of the things he said was about the man who the police killed him, put their knee on his head and they killed that man. And he was saying, I can't breathe. Black Lives Matter. You know the whole situation. I heard that man said he didn't die from that. He died from a fentanyl overdose. I was shocked. That man, the cop who did that, was found guilty of murder, charged, sentenced 22 years. And you're saying that? I also heard, and this is the last thing, and I heard a lot, but I didn't hear everything he said. I heard the man say that in order for us to hold on to our Second Amendment rights, what's the Second Amendment rights? Everybody here who's an American and you have an American passport, you need to practice your Second Amendment right. You have every right to do it. It's your right. It's the Constitution. Why is it that other people can do it, but we can't do it? But in this Constitution, Second Amendment, number 2, and that Second Amendment right is every American who is not a convicted felon has the right to carry and to bear arms. He said, in order to protect this, some people have to get killed. Children in school have to get shot, like it happened recently. And he said that after an incident like that. Parents lose their children to violence. Some other person comes to school and shoots your baby like that. And someone comes and says, well, we have to have these incidents in order to have our Second Amendment rights appreciated. I thought that was crazy, mad, irresponsible, and it wasn't true. Now he lost his life. Those words, I don't believe that those words should allow him to have lost his life. So I stand here unreservedly, unapologetically, categorically. I stand here and I say, That man should not have lost his life as a result of his political ideas. He shouldn't have lost his life. Extrajudiciary killings in Islam are not permissible. And as an individual who wants to pattern my life after the Nabi of Islam and the Sunnah of Islam that I don't want to be on these different groups that are out here. I think everybody knows that the way I want to be on Islam is the way of the Salaf. And the Salaf used to write in their books, you cannot do extrajudiciary killings. You can't take the law into your own hand and just go after people and kill them. You can't do that. That's not even the law. If someone comes into your house, that's a different story. In Islam, in this country, you can defend yourself, but to go out and do that, I reject it. But I got to be honest. There were some things I read and I heard from the man that I did appreciate and I liked. One of the things that he was trying to do, and our community has to step up to the pump concerning this. One of the things he was trying to do was he used to go to college campuses and he used to challenge those students who were studying in those colleges and universities. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong about what I'm saying. And I like that. Because that's how we have to be. We can't be Muslims who, I was born Hanafi and that's it. I was born in Morocco and my only Islam is what my ajdad did in the taqalid of Morocco and Islam like that. I'm Pakistani and all I'm doing is what I learned in Pakistan. That's not Islam because a lot of what we're doing as Muslims is not from our religion. We have to be people who can critically think. I came into this religion. I saw the different people. I said, like I told the brother yesterday, brand spanking new Muslim. He was in the Iraqi war. He fought against the Muslims here and there. He did a lot of stuff, accepted Islam yesterday. I told that brother, listen. I told him, brother, you have to distinguish between Islam and the Muslims. If you follow the Muslims, you're going to be all over the place. So do your best to find out what Islam is. And you can do that because the Muslims can give you stuff, but don't look at the Muslims as being the example as such. So I like that about him because that's our religion. Allah told Prophet Muhammad and told us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to say to those kuffar, Jews, Christians, bring your proofs if you are telling the truth. The Quran told us to say to those people, do you, Yahud, Nasara, Jews, Christians, do you order the people to do righteousness and you yourself forget to do righteousness and you're reading the book? Don't you have any sense? Critical thinking. Discuss with them, debate. Critical thinking is from our religion. And I like that from that guy. I don't accept the vast majority of what he was saying, but I'm also not going to reject everything he's going to say. So I won't say he deserved to die like that. But what I will say right here today, I reject what happened to him, but I also condemn. And I use that word condemn for this issue. When I was in the UK and I was living in the UK, every time something would happen, the imams, many of them in the UK, every Friday they would come and they would say, I condemn, in order to show the UK government that as Muslims we're trying to get along. But that didn't stop them from misrepresenting our religion. You can use the word condemn. If I got up here and I said, I condemn what happened to Charlie Kirk. I condemn it. Well, I'll be stating the obvious. We don't have in our religion this. So I condemn it by me condemning it. Do you think the media is going to like us? The people in Qatar, they condemned everything. They're an ally. They did everything. But it doesn't stop them from being treated like that. You condemn all you want, but trying to be politically correct, it doesn't get you anywhere. What we need to do as Muslims is practice our religion. That doesn't mean fight and always get it. That doesn't mean that. It means we take pride in who we are and what our religion is saying and not be apologetic, but I give those people who condemn what happened to Charlie Kirk, I say maybe they did that because they thought maybe the murderer, the one who did it, it may turn out that he's a Muslim. So they want to get ahead of the thing. That's husn al-dhan. But everybody knows, the vast majority of terroristic acts in this country are perpetrated by white people, but they're always blaming us. It's always us. I heard this from some of the pundits, that the radical left are having collusion with the radical Islamists, and one of these two groups have done this thing. They said that without even knowing who did it, and they're blaming us. So I want to tell you something here in this khutbah. You know what I condemn, Ummat al-Islam? I tell you what I condemn. I condemn the murder of my little sister and my little niece. Her name is Hind Rajab. I condemn the murder of that 5-year-old Palestinian girl. She never uttered a single word in this dunya to offend anybody here. She never offended a Jew, a Christian, a monk, a priest, a man, a woman. All she wanted was to grow up like your daughters and your sons want to grow up. Your grandchildren, that's all she wanted. And she left to get out of the Gaza Strip with her uncle, her auntie, and 4 of her cousins. She left to get out of the carnage, the genocide. When they were leaving, the Israeli tank from the IDF opened fire on their car, and they didn't shoot one bullet. They shot 335 bullets into that car. 335 bullets into that car. She had a cousin, 15 years old, took the telephone and called the people and said, hey, they're firing on us. They're firing on us. We need help. And then you could hear the horrific screams of her cousin, Leanne, screaming. The phone went dead. They called back. The little girl, Hind Rajab, picked up the phone. She said, I'm scared. They killed them. And you could hear her kalam. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a son, Shaybatul Hamd, the Black Panther. I don't know about you, but anytime I see little children get hit by a car, little children, I can't help to reflect on my little son. His little sister, Maymuna, I can't help that. Me, I can't help that. So seeing that helpless little girl in that car, and the tank is shooting 335 bullets at her until finally they killed her. They killed that girl. The people were talking to her and talking to her cousin. They called the people from the Red Cross. The Red Cross went to help the situation. The IDF shot those people as well. Were they looking for Hamas? Were they looking for Hamas? Nah, they weren't looking for Hamas. They were just being diabolical. The Prophet described the situation of the people in the IDF today. He said that they are rijal fi qulubihim qulub shayateen fi juthan ins. They are people who have the hearts of devils, but they're in the body of men. They're in the body. Devils, shayateen, real shayateen. For 2 weeks, all of them lay there, their bodies rotten, and then they went and got the bodies. That's what I condemn. I condemn that too. So if you're going to fly the American flag, have staff for Charlie, if you're going to do that, if you're going to do 2 minutes of silence in the White House for whatever, you're going to do that. I say, let us also pay homage to Hind Rajab. Let us also fly that flag half-mast for what we as Americans have done in our tax dollars and in our political decisions that we've done. So I say to this community, critical thinking. I admire that thing that Charlie Kirk was doing, trying to use those spaces to get people to open their minds and to discuss. Don't be mad. I stand here and I say, it wasn't, look. You know, in this masjid, some of us, we have no critical thinking. So what happens is, if I don't agree with your political analysis about whatever group you belong to, I don't belong to that. Because I don't belong to your group, you don't like me. And I don't like you. And we can't get along. This is one of the lessons that we're going to take away from what happened to this man. People are intolerant. Don't you know there are people in our ummah, if they don't like what you say, they will kill you. That's the Khawarij. That's the Khawarij. There are people in our religion. If you don't agree with what the sheikh says, you don't agree with what he says, he'll say you're an innovator. He won't speak to you. That's how we are. That's how we are. So I say Ummatul Islam, critical thinking and having differences with people should never, ever, ever allow us to become enemies with each other, not to mention killing people because they don't agree with you. Now, is it permissible for me as a Muslim to say, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk? Is that permissible? Do I have to be apologetic and afraid of my administration here in this masjid? Don't say that, Abu. Don't tell them what the ruling is. No, I'm going to say you can't say that in Islam. You know why? Because in Al-Islam, Ummatul Islam, if a person doesn't accept Al-Islam that the Prophet came with, and he dies on not accepting Al-Islam, Allah Ta'ala is not going to have any rahmah on that individual. That's our religion. I didn't make it like that. I didn't make it like that. That's the deen of Al-Islam. But we take from that man's life and we take from his death some lessons. And from those lessons is, let's be fair. Let's be fair. If you're going to condemn that man being killed with one bullet, how do we not condemn the little baby girl being killed with 335 bullets? How do we not condemn the genocide that's going on right now under the eyes and the nose of the whole world? All of those bombs that have been dropped on that place, and you still can't say that that's genocide? No, I said that's genocide. Not only is it genocide, but it's genocide, and it's an action that people are going to have to pay for. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ونسأل الله التوفيق والسداد. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا وطيبا مباركا فيه وصلوات الله وسلامه على نبينا الأمين. The Prophet mentioned sallallahu alaihi wasallam in concluding, لا تنتهي الدنيا حتى يمر الرجل على قبر فيتمرغ فيه أو عليه ويقول يا ليتني كنت مكان صاحب هذا القبر. He said that Yawm al-Qiyamah is not going to come. He's not going to come until a man is going to walk past and by a grave. And when he comes to that grave, he's going to lay in that grave and turn over in the grave in the dirt. It may be in his clothes for Juma. He may have a white thobe on. He's going to put himself in the dirt and turn over and go back and forth over. And he's going to say, oh, how I wish I was the dead person in this grave. The Prophet said the reason why he's going to do that is because the bala, the fitan, is going to be so much at that time. We are approaching that time. We're approaching that time. All of these things that are happening, it's easy for us to be ghafilin on it, have ghafla, because the dunya makes us busy. We gotta make money, we gotta pay this, we got a lot going on, lots going on. But as time keeps going, it's going to get more severe and more severe and more severe and more severe to the point where a person is not going to want to be alive. Now, there are already some people like that. He has financial issues. He has issues with his wife. She has it with her husband. And people are thinking about contemplating suicide. There are people in this room who have contemplated suicide. Everybody? No, but there are people. That's how it is. But as time moves forward, this is the condition of this dunya. The dunya is being run by people who have hearts of shayateen. But although they have hearts of shayateen, Allah told us in the Quran, He put oppressors over oppressors. So the people get the rulers and the leaders and the situations that usually they kind of deserve it, or they're doing things that they put themselves in that position. So the call here today is we have to try to our best, do a better job, inshallah. Everybody here, just try to be a better Muslim. Try to love for your brother what you love for yourself. Try to be a person who's a decent person towards your wife, towards your husband. Try to put your money where your mouth is as it relates to the masjid. The masjid is in need of your assistance. No one's asking everybody to do something out of your ability, but just everybody just try to do your best. You're a child, you have a mother and your father, be a better child to your parents. Be a better parent to your child. Be a more sincere worker, whatever the case is. Everybody just tries to put his best foot forward. May Allah Ta'ala give us the success. Just to clarify, I don't believe in flying the American flag, half staff, full staff, all of that. I don't believe in that stuff. I just don't want anybody to misunderstand me. I grew up in this country every day in the school, getting up, putting my thing in my hand, I'm talking, saying that, singing those songs. And that flag represents for me pain, pain, pain. The meaning of those songs is pain. So I'll be the last one who's going to leave my child without understanding what those words really mean. But does that mean I'm trying to go somewhere else to live? Nah, I'm here and I'm standing here and I'm going to put my flag down and say, this is where I am. And here's my legacy. I'm asking you people, let's do that collectively. We're Muslims and Allah is with us. But Allah is with those people who understand his religion. So let us collectively, inshallah, cooperate. May Allah make it easy for us and easy for you.